Welcome back from Graphicxtras. In this tutorial I'm just going to show you the custom tile tool. It can be found in the effects, and this is in Painter 12 and Esoterica. So just going to go to custom tile tool. Now I'm going to be using paper libraries from Graphicxtras. There's 1,300 odd paper textures available on that site. Of course there's many other ones available on the web as well. And just going to show you that you can use it to create some quite interesting sort of painted like effects, just using, well, as much more as well, using the papers. So just going to go to custom tile, and again unfortunately one thing is that the preview is very small. It's one feature that's really frustrating because you just really can't see. But anyway, I've just, by changing the threshold, you can tweak things as well as the blur. So I'll increase, modify the number of blur passes. Obviously slows it down by going too high. As well as the thickness, you can actually change the thickness of the tile. Now the tile is actually generated by this paper. Obviously you've got other options here, but just by using paper you can select different paper options, and I'm just going to say select that option. You have to tweak the settings in the papers. It's not actually very convenient in some ways to, so I always go with just tweak around just to find which ones work best, and also depending, some of these work better than others. So just gonna now just quickly apply this, and now I'm using without using the grout. So I could use the grout, and if you use the grout you can actually see the grout there. It actually covers virtually the entire image at this point. Obviously I can reduce the threshold down, but I want it like that. So remove the used grout. You can also actually create quite interesting colour effects by using the grout and not just going with black, but you can actually go with, obviously with white, which actually creates quite an interesting surreal colour. But anyway, just going to now quickly click OK, and it does take a few seconds to go, so doesn't always blurry. Like I say, if you increase the number of blurs, it does actually make it very slow. But it can be used, I say, for very interesting. Once it finishes, it's going through it, it will get there. It's not the quickest of filters effects in Painter. So, and obviously the bigger the image, the more processing it has to do, it's going to be slower. But the results are quite nice, and you can, of course, once you've applied it once, you can actually apply them multiple times. You can apply additional effects, so you can create very interesting combinations just by using the custom tiles option. And there's the result of the custom tiles. It creates a very abstract one. Of course, depends on the actual thing. So I can actually remove that, and I can select another one and just go with one and custom tile again, and thickness, reduce down the blur pass, radius, click OK, and it should be a bit quicker this time. There, straight away virtually by doing that, and you notice you get slight, like near enough like rain running through the thing. And of course you can apply the effect again, modify it slightly, change the thickness, click OK, and again it applies it quickly. And then of course once you've done that, you can actually go to effects, and you can do other effects such as apply surface texture, and instead of using the actual grain, which you could of course use, you can also use the image luminance, which now of course incorporates the actual grain in the first place. So modify that, and you can create very interesting sort of like painted like effects in Painter, which would be very surprising if it didn't. But anyway, you can certainly use it for more interesting effects as well. And again, it takes a bit of time to process, and it does eventually get there straight away. So you can actually see the various tile strokes in the image. Anyway, hopefully that shows some of the options for the custom tile thing, which can be used not just for creating tile effects, but for more painted like effects as well.